guys, welcome back to the Yanasa Ama kitchen. Tonight I'm going to be making a kind of a non-traditional Katsu dish. Katsu is a Japanese dish which kind of takes a breaded fish and kind of marries it with a peanut sauce, and it's really good. I really don't know how to make it, but I am making something similar to it, and so we're going to be making a non-traditional Katsu dish. For this dish, we're going to be using a lot of veggies that some of you may grow, some of you probably don't know how to grow. That's okay. I don't grow them, but I like cooking with lots of random veggies that I don't know. Garlic is one. Now, for this, you're going to use 3 cloves of garlic, and for that, I mean just however much garlic you actually think, because the cloves are not all the same size. I actually used 1 giant clove and then 3 small cloves, and then you smash them so they're smashed. Okay, so next you're going to take 2 summer squashes and medium dice them. I don't know what that means, but I made them about this size. So I've got a bowl full of them because there are 2 summer squashes. This is my favorite because I can't really say the name. It's Gai. No, I'm sorry, it's Gai Lan. And this you just kind of like chop it up, but kind of roughly chop it up so it's, you know, kind of the way we do kale in our kale pasta. If you haven't had that, check that out up there. And for breadcrumbs, we're using panko breadcrumbs, which these breadcrumbs versus other types of breadcrumbs are just very light and airy, which when you're eating fish, which is kind of light and airy to begin with, panko breadcrumbs are probably my favorite choice. I actually really like these. We put panko breadcrumbs on a lot of different things, from I don't know, chicken to pork chops, good stuff, and it's light, so that's good too. We've got some flour here and some long grain white rice. Not much of it. I'm actually going to put the measurements down in the description, so look down there for the measurements. We've got some white rice vinegar and this stuff, which is called yakiniku sauce. Yakiniku. It's a sauce. So those are kind of our main ingredients, and then we're going to use cod, which is another good thing. Oh, and over here on the table, I have some ginger. There it is, ginger. And so our ginger is just kind of, again, it's roughly chopped. Salt, and we always have pepper. So let's begin. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to add one more ingredient called olive oil. And we're going to put about 2 tablespoons of olive oil into a large frying pan, because we're going to cook our rice in this. But before we cook the rice, we're going to fry this up with either ginger or garlic. I need to refresh my memory. So you need the big pot like this because we're going to be cooking our rice in here. But before we put the rice in here, we're actually going to do 2 tablespoons of our olive oil, and we're going to add our garlic and kind of fry the garlic up in there. And that's pretty much how we're going to start our dish. Now, again, when I say 2 tablespoons, if you've watched my videos, I never actually measure, so just eyeball it. So we've got the olive oil heating, and I've got my little dish with my garlic in it. Alright, so while that's going on, I'm going to grab another non-stick frying pan, and in this one I'm going to cook the veggies. This frying pan is not going to be big enough. I'm going to grab another large frying pan, and in this large frying pan I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Again, kind of eyeballing it. That looks about right. I like olive oil. Let that heat up, and we're gonna cook our veggies, which is the Gai Lan or long Gai, the green stuff here, the summer squash, and our ginger, which I had roughly chopped. I would add your summer squash first and kind of let that start to simmer because that's going to take the longest to cook down. I would add your ginger second. I actually love the smell of ginger. I didn't realize that until I started cooking with ginger, and then I was like, hey, I like this stuff. And then we're going to add the Gai Lan. Long Gai. So if you say it really fast, Gai Lan, Gai Lan, Gai Lan, Gai Lan, you'll get it right, because whichever way those two words go, you can't mess up after you say it multiple times. Now, we're going to cook the veggies for about 5 to 6 minutes. You have to be very careful when you're cooking not to overcook vegetables, because it happens to everybody. And when you overcook them, you actually cook out all of the good nutrients, and there's really no point in eating them after that. At this point, I've probably more than enough cooked my garlic. More than enough. Definitely cook that garlic. I'm going to start over with the garlic. So in this large frying pan, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. You're going to add about 3 cloves. You're going to add about 3 cloves of garlic. I am not going to go through this again. That looks about like 1 clove. 2. 3. There we go. Okay. You try medium heat. You really don't have to fry this very long if you're using minced garlic, just until you get some nice aromas out of it and it starts to brown a little bit. So we're going to turn that off for a second, because now we need to add the water and our rice to the garlic. And I forgot how much water I need. Okay, so the next thing I do is I add about 2 cups of water in here. There's 1 and 2. Some of the garlic is sticking at the bottom there, so I need to find that spatula. Okay, so add 2 cups of garlic, and we use this, it's about a cup. We're actually adding 1 cup of this jasmine rice to the 2 cups of water and the garlic. So it's looking pretty good here. Oh yeah. We'll kind of mix all that in and let it heat up and the rice cook and do its thing. Okay, so now that our veggies are done and our rice is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and transfer the veggies, it's hot, to a bowl. And with it in the bowl, we're just going to season it with some salt and some pepper. Mix it around. Now it says to season them with salt and pepper to taste. If you don't like vegetables, that could be a very difficult thing to do. I don't mind them, but what I would do is just give it a good shake. There's not enough salt, so I'm going to give it a good shake more. So I think that should be good because we gave it 2 good shakes. And now we're going to cook the cod, which fish is my thing, so I've got this part nailed. So we actually need our breadcrumbs and our flour to be on open plates for this process. And I'm going to need 2 eggs. So grab 2 eggs. And so we're just going to put our eggs, and then we're going to beat them till they're smooth. Beat the eggs. A beater. You don't have a beater? Guys, take note. You could use a fork, works just as well. Add some salt. Just give it a good shake. Add some pepper. I like pepper. Okay. So I'm going to add some olive oil to my frying pan over here. Using the same frying pan that I cooked the veggies in. That way I still have some of the ginger flavors and other things in the frying pan. As I do this, I'm going to create kind of an assembly line. I've got my breadcrumbs here, flour, egg down at the end. Our cod is still a little frozen, so I'm going to run it under some hot water real quick. Basically, tip the cod down to the egg, get it nice and wet, the egg. Then you put it over here on the flour. Get it nice and coated in flour. Then move it on to your breadcrumbs. You just stick it in the oil. Have your frying pan looks like it's drying out a little bit. Go ahead and add some extra olive oil to it. Now when you're cooking fish, you don't have to cook it too long. I mean, these were slightly frozen when I put them on there, but you're just gonna cook them for maybe 4 to 5 minutes aside. This was the first one I put on. You could tell it was getting there. But I'll probably flip these multiple times just to make sure that they're getting cooked through. But it's fish, so you gotta be careful. They will cook fast. Hey guys, so I bet you're wondering what happened to the white wine vinegar and the the sauce. I was wondering the same thing. So I was supposed to have put 1 tablespoon of the white wine vinegar, or the white rice vinegar, in with vegetables when I was sauteing them. That's okay, because at this point with my cooking show, I've taken too long, so I want to reheat those vegetables anyway, and this is just a good way to get things going again. So I threw some white rice vinegar in there, and I'm going to throw the vegetables back in for a minute. Okay, now the rest of this and this I'm actually going to stir together to make a sauce. So the white rice vinegar in there, and then the yakaniki. Put those 2 together, and it'll make a nice sauce. Now with these veggies, they're nice and heated up, I'm actually going to add them to my rice, and I'm going to mix it all together. It's always a good idea to turn the burner off when you're done. Forgot that the other day. And now I'm just going to mix my veggies and rice together. And I think the rice came out pretty good. I tasted it, that garlic flavor in there. It's good, it's good stuff. Now we just added white rice vinegar and ginger and that Gai Lan fruit leaf and the summer squash. Look at that. That is really good looking rice. Then with this sauce, we're just gonna mix together. Okay, so there you have it. You serve it with the sauce on the side. I think this is going to be a very tasty dish. So I'm going to let you in on a major secret here. And this is a secret that we learned when living in our RV and we didn't have a whole lot of extra food storage space. This meal actually came in a box. It comes from a place called Blue Ribbon, and they give you lots of cool little instructions to go with it. We don't order this anymore just because we're in our house, we have lots of vegetables and stuff. This order actually came to us by mistake, and I thought, hey, why not give Blue Ribbon a little credit and give them a quick review, because one of the things that I love about Blue Ribbon is that they normally send you some sort of vegetable that you've never tried before, like the Gai Lan. And they make you eat stuff that I don't normally eat on a regular basis, like ginger root. And as you cook some of these meals that they send to you in a box, you start to learn how some of these flavors can combine and really make some interesting stuff. And from this, we've actually learned a lot about cooking. And it's just a lot of fun. It tells you how to match your wines to it if you're a wine drinker. So. Definitely check out Blue Ribbon, especially if you are in a tiny house and you would like to cook something. It'll come in a box. That box is kind of like a mini refrigerator when it arrives, with ice packs and everything else, and then you just kind of take it out and put it together. It's super easy to make. Step-by-step instructions all the way down. They can fit them on one page. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this recipe to you, but again, just contact Blue Ribbon and they'll send this right to your door.